My name is Perry Lott. I was asked to tell my life story in 5 minutes or less. Well, actually, I think I can tell my story in writing a lot faster than that. I wrote a book. It's called Innocent Man Freed. You can find that on Amazon.com under my name, Perry Lott. Well, I'd like to use the remainder of these 5 minutes not to tell you my life story, but to tell you how a wrongful conviction had an effect on my life. Well, I have here a list of the ways that a wrongful conviction can affect a person's life. Number one, I am made a permanent charity case because of a wrongful conviction where I spent 31 years in prison for something I didn't do. Number two, it's like I am a voice in the wilderness. It's like my word is so far detached from society's norms that I really have a lot to say, but it really doesn't have any meaning to people of today's society. Number three, I've been made very much a lonely person because of those decades spent in prison, and now a detachment has occurred in all my friendships, all my relationships. And number four, it makes me very ignorant of the ways of society. I use words and phrases that are very provocative, very much a lingo that only a person from a penitentiary would understand, and that's very hard to break those kind of habitual behaviors after you serve so many years in prison. Number five, I have been permanently disabled during my 3 decades in a dungeon, no bigger than most of your people's bathrooms. Uh, and number six, and this hurts worst of all, is that I was forced by circumstances to sign an agreement with the state that I would not seek liability. The state did not keep its part of the bargain, and they agreed that if I signed an Alford plea, that I would be set free. They didn't set me free. They did not keep their part of the verbal contract that was made. And when I got to court, I was pretty much either sign the parole, permanent probation papers and go home, or refuse to sign and go back to prison and wait for the state to have another court date, which could take another 30 years according to the way I was sentenced. So therefore, that is what hurts most of all, is that I was set free, but I was not free indeed. And I feel like if anything can be done, I am petitioning the governor and the voters of the Oklahoma state government and powers that be to consider my case, to consider what can be done in the name of justice instead of what has been done in the name of injustice. Don't misunderstand, I'm not looking for a handout. I'm looking for a hand up. I'm asking you to support a grassroots ministry that will bring families back together, that will bring fathers to the children, that will bring children to the fathers. I think that's what our society needs after serving those years in prison due to no fault of my own, being detached from everything I call dear, especially my children. I think God has given me a platform to help reunite the families that can be reunited and to bring reconciliation between God and his people. Thank you for your time.